Alright, y'all. So you read the title. Today we're making some synth slop. We're making some bullshit. But the bullshit does sound good. So what's it matter? But yeah, enough talking. Let's get into it. Alright, so first took some root notes, chopped them up, and yeah, chopped them up, made them into major and minor chords. And obviously you can tell this was inspired by Miley Cyrus by Che. But just give it a listen. I promise it's different. And then I added some bells because like bells, I mean, they just tie everything together. You can't go wrong with bells. Then I took some more plucks from Serum. Pretty much just copied the root notes and turned them into plucks. Add a little space around right here, here, here. You know, variations and stuff. Yeah, yeah, mix and match. And then finally I made this lead in Hive. Alright, and here's what the melody sounds like all together. And now we're moving on to the drums. Alright, here we have our hi-hat pattern. I added a bunch of rolls as you can see, but I mean it sounds good, so what's it matter? Then of course our lovely open hat. Here's a snare pattern. And then I threw in some claps just to fill some space. And finally we got our 808 pattern. And I did have a sound effect. That Nintendo, like video game type pluck. So I named it Nintendo. But yeah, here's what it sounds like. Alright, and here's the drums all together. And all these mixing tips, they're probably really basic. You guys probably know these already, but I mean, it's a tutorial. I gotta teach you guys, especially for those who don't know how to mix and master and everything. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an audio engineer, but I know how to make it sound alright. So, yeah, bear with me if you guys know this, you can just skip ahead to the end. But if you don't, give us a listen. Maybe you'll learn something new. Alright, today I figured I'd treat you guys. And I'm gonna show off my mixing, my mastering. I'm not really a sound engineer, but you could use some tips. So for the master, I just put a soft clipper on there. Turn up the threshold a bit. This is distortion, least distorted, most distorted. And this is how loud it is. I usually put the post right up in this top corner. That way it's not too loud, but like, you still hear it, you know? Alright, so for mixing, on every track, obviously I start with an EQ. And I don't think the normal FL Studio EQ has this, but FabFilter, you can hold down this little headphone button and you can hear exactly which part of the track that you want to hear. You can cut out all the unnecessary parts and just leave the good parts. And obviously you cut off everything below 100 hertz on the EQ. That way the bass has space to do the bass. You know, that way it's not muddy. But don't cut out the bass. Don't cut out below 100 hertz on the bass. Like you'll see here. I only cut out the high end because the high end is not needed for bass. But yeah, here's what the normal track sounds like. And you can see why that's useful. And then pretty much on every sound, except the sounds that don't really need it, or the bass, or like the really high pitched sounds. Right here, bass, hi-hat. These obviously they have enough reverb, so I'm not gonna put reverb on it. But put reverb on pretty much everything but the master. You want reverb on the master. But you want it to sound like you want it to sound spatial. You want it to sound like it's not just all condensed in the middle. And on my hi-hats and all my background melodies, like the bells, the pluck chords, I put a spreader on them. And of course, you have to change how spread apart it is because you don't want everything all bunched up in the same area. Like you can see, I have the spread all the way down over here, and I have the spread to the center over here. I'll just give you guys like, I'll show you what it means. Now you guys have to be wearing headphones to hear that. Probably should specify that. But you can hear how spread apart it is, how farther out it sounds. But yeah, that's basic mixing tips. Um, that's really all there is to the beat. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Push my channel out so I can make better tutorials and all that good stuff in the future. But yeah, I have the full beat playing, and the link to buy the beat is gonna be in the description. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.